Hi everyone, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. I hope you all are well today, and I hope you all are taking good care of your health. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching my video. If you are new, special welcome and thank you. I am Regina Madu, a pharmacist. In this channel, I'll be discussing about health and wellness. I'll be discussing about diseases, treatment, prevention. I'll be discussing about foods and nutrition and overall health-related topics. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button and also on the notification bell so you get notification each time I upload a new video. In today's video, I'll be discussing about vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the fat-soluble vitamins. The reason I'll be discussing about vitamin D is just to bring the importance of it to your knowledge, or just to remind you the importance, because sometimes when you don't know the importance of something, you overlook it. And I think many people do eat food based on taste and how they feel, like taste and emotion, and they don't really care about the nutrition. I hope by end of this video you'll be able to include vitamin D containing food in your day-to-day diet. So let's dive in properly. So vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin. It means that it's absorbed the same way fat is absorbed, and I discussed about vitamin A already, which is also fat-soluble vitamins. So vitamin D is in different forms: vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D2 is calcidiol, while vitamin D3 is calcitriol, of which the active form is the vitamin D3. Vitamin D undergo two different hydroxylation in the body before it is utilized. It undergo hydroxylation in the liver and convert into 25 hydroxy vitamin D, and after that it undergoes another hydroxylation in the kidney to convert into 125 dihydro vitamin D, which is the active form of vitamin D and is also the calcitriol. There are different sources of vitamin D, and it's mainly from animal, and all these different sources contains vitamin D in different concentration. That is to say, they don't contain vitamin D equally. The major source of vitamin D, that is where you can obtain vitamin D in large quantity, are from fishes like cod liver oil, that is oil obtained from the liver of fish called cod, salmon fish, mackerel, sardine, and tuna. These are the main fishes from which you get vitamin D at high concentration. Another source are animal liver like beef, and other sources are from dairy products, and this source contains vitamin D in very less amount, unless if it is fortified with vitamin D, of which many of the milk we do buy from the market are fortified with vitamin D or vitamin A. So like milk, soy or soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, or other vitamin D fortified cereal like cornflakes. And if it's fortified with vitamin D or any other vitamin, it will be on the label fortified with vitamin D or vitamin A, because that is what they do these days. All this cereal, ready to eat food, they will fortify it with vitamins. Another source of vitamin D is supplement. Another source is sunlight, and that is very common. I know almost everyone knows about obtaining vitamin D from sunlight. And I know you'll be asking, if we can obtain vitamin D from sunlight, what is need of trying to get it from food? But there are some conditions, or will I say there are some factors that affect one obtaining vitamin D from sunlight. Yes, our skin synthesizes vitamin D when it's exposed to sun rays. Okay, so but it's not like once you go under the sun then your body will start making vitamin D. There are some factors that determine it, or there are some factors that affect the production of vitamin D by the skin. One of them is weather condition, or will I say season, because main time we do see sun is summer, and weather condition is not the same in all the places. There are some places that they barely see sun, like from year to year, and even the period or the summer time is 3 to 4 months, unlike here that almost throughout the year is sunny. So if there is no enough sunlight, your body cannot make vitamins. Let's say maybe it's sunny, but it's cloudy at the same time, so thereby the sun cannot come directly to your skin, and in this condition one cannot make vitamin D from the sun. Another factor is melanin, especially us that are dark skin, and also depending on the amount of melanin the skin contains, it prevents the synthesis of vitamin D by the skin, that it absorbs this UV rays to some extent, thereby stopping it from getting to the skin directly to produce vitamin D. So another thing is covering oneself while going under the sun. And if one must make vitamin D under the sun, they have to expose their body, not full body, at least the arms or the face or the neck or the leg, but there must be direct sunlight to the skin before it can synthesize vitamin D from sunlight. But many people do cover themselves when they are going under the sun with the fear of, oh, the UV rays is carcinogenic in nature. So nobody wants to get skin cancer, and everybody is covering themselves whenever they are going under the sun. And even if they don't cover themselves with clothes, they do apply this sunscreen. They do apply sunscreen, and that is most popular these days. Apart from UV rays causing skin cancer or being carcinogenic in nature, it do tan skin, especially for the light skinned. So cosmetically, nobody wants to look tanned, nobody wants to look dark, especially the face. So everybody do cover themselves with sunscreen. It will cover, or it will block the sun rays from penetrating the skin, thereby preventing the synthesis of vitamin D from the sun. And also, for one to synthesize vitamin D, they must have to expose themselves under the sun for at least 10 to 30 minutes between the time of 10 to 4 p.m. that is 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And some people do stand behind the glass and think that for the fact that they are feeling the hotness or the heat of the sun, they can as well synthesize vitamin D from sun. No, it doesn't work that way. So like I said before, there must be direct sunlight to the skin before it can make vitamin D. The amount it will make, it's not known. There has not been any research done to know how much vitamin D one can synthesize within this period of time when they expose themselves under the sun. Now that we've known the sources, what are the importance of vitamin D? So in this, I'll be discussing the importance and deficiency disease at the same time. Vitamin D plays an important role in the body, just like every other vitamins, though they may be required in very small amount, but they will play a very important role. Number one is that it helps in regulation of calcium and phosphorus, thereby helping in mineralization of bone or remodeling of bone. If it plays a role in remodeling and mineralization of bone, that is to say to have a strong bone. So if there is deficiency of vitamin D, that means the amount of calcium and phosphorus will be affected. It will decrease, and there will be no proper remodeling and mineralization of bone, and that will cause what we call rickets in children and osteomalacia in adults. That is the weakening of the bone, whereby the bone can easily be broken, or the bone will be so fragile that every little thing can cause the bone to break, or it can even cause bone to bend. That is bone deformity, leading to bow leg or K leg. It doesn't mean that all bow legs and K legs are caused by vitamin D deficiency. And also in adults, one can easily break their bone. And this remodeling means that the bone metabolizes and new ones are formed almost all the time, just like every other part of the body that renews itself. So during this renewing, if there is not enough vitamin D to maintain the amount of calcium and phosphorus, then there will be no proper maturation of the new bone form or maintenance of this bone. That will cause weak bone in adult, that is osteomalacia. Another importance of vitamin D is that it helps in development of muscles. So if there is deficiency of vitamin D, it will cause one to have weak muscle, like it weakens the muscles. And when your muscle is weak, what happens? You always feel weak, you always feel fatigue, fragile. You will not be able to do anything. You always have body ache, and most of the activities we do, it involves the muscles. If your muscle is not strong enough, you can't even lift something heavy, because the muscle also perform in lifting heavy weight and in our day-to-day life and activities. Another importance of vitamin D is that it prevents preeclampsia, that is increased high blood pressure in pregnant women, and it also helps in healthy gestational period, that is healthy pregnancy. It prevents gestational diabetes, that is diabetes that occur in pregnant women. And because it acts as hormones, it plays a role in our mood, and you know hormones do play a role in our mood. So if there is a vitamin D deficiency, one can also suffer from depression. Another importance of vitamin D is in absorption of calcium. Like I said earlier, in pregnant women, it also prevents vaginosis, because pregnant women are prone to infection. So that vaginal infection will be prevented if they have enough vitamin D. Another thing is that because vitamin D helps in regulation of calcium, and you know calcium plays an important role in cardiovascular system, that is electrical conduction of the heart. So deficiency of vitamin D can also cause heart problems, and vitamin D has a receptor in different areas of the body, like the breast, the brain, the heart, and many other places. Therefore, they play a role in these areas as well. Rickets and osteomalacia, it's characterized by soft bone or deformed bone, and it's also characterized by weakness because of the muscles, weakness, body ache. Also, vitamin D deficiency can cause osteoporosis. It will cause the bone to have less density. The symptoms of this deficiency disease, because one cannot just develop weak bone or deformed bone immediately they have vitamin D deficiency. It must have started from somewhere and gradually get to the stage of one getting deformed bone, and it is not something that just happened in a day. So the deficiency of vitamin D, it doesn't mean like you don't have one at all, but maybe you don't have up to what is required for a long period of time, and that will lead to a deficiency disease. So the symptoms of deficiency disease are weakness, frequently falling sick or having infection, prolonged period in female, poor mood or depression, cardiovascular problem, that is to say heart problem, and poor wound healings. So what could make one not to have enough vitamin D, or what could make one to have vitamin D deficiency despite all the available sources? Number one is if one does not expose his or herself to the sun as supposed. Another thing is if they have malabsorption problem, thereby they cannot absorb anything, especially if they cannot absorb fat, then vitamin D cannot be absorbed as well. And in this case, the individual will have to take vitamin D supplement intramuscularly, that is, the vitamins will have to be injected into their muscles, because even if they take the supplemented tablet, it cannot be absorbed from the intestine as well. And that thing is, if one is unable to expose themselves to the sun, because you know these days many people occupation does not allow them to go under the sun, or for whatever reason that will make them not to have direct contact to the sun, then they cannot obtain vitamin D from sunlight, and from food they cannot obtain it if they have malabsorption problem, and if they have milk allergy or lactose intolerance. Remember that milk also contains vitamins, and most of the milk we do buy are fortified with vitamin D. So if one have milk allergy or lactose intolerance, they cannot take milk and they cannot obtain vitamins from this source. And that is if one knowingly or unknowingly is not taking vitamin D containing food enough, thereby they cannot maintain the level needed in their body. So this comes to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. Please, if you did, give me a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button and also the notification bell so that you get notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you for watching and do have yourself a good day. Bye bye.